water distribution while they have water services suspended in this county for many of the residents. Not just the professionalism of the response, the EMA teams, fire department, the sheriff's department, the local officials, county mayor, their response has been very impressive. But the gaps that government has, the people fill in. Donations, 3 trailer truckloads of water a day coming in and out of this facility for the people in this county. And they have satellite hubs as well. So I spent the morning at the EOC with professionals, and now we're out here with those that are volunteering to make sure that people in this county and all across the region are getting what they need.
The main priority out here in Newport seems to be the water situation. We're going on almost a week now without water. How can the state step in to help?
I think part of the reason, or part of the help that we bring is distribution, and the National Guard across the region has been providing water for shower facilities, for bathroom facilities. Most importantly, what we can do is work alongside the utilities to develop the fix that they need for their counties. And TEMA is coordinating in their local EOC is a TEMA officials sitting side by side with the locals to say, how can we be supportive? This county, for example, they are in the process of making those repairs. I was next door in Greene County just earlier today. They believe their water will be up within the next day or 2. And then it takes a couple of days to purify that water so that people can drink it, but there are very hopeful signs, very good progress in the right direction, and that's happening here in this county.
I've been talking to a lot of businesses in the downtown Newport area specifically, and they're a little frustrated with how long it took to get some of that disaster declaration signed, about 5 days. Can you describe what that process is like and maybe help clarify that a little bit?
Yeah, so there were 2 declarations that we requested. The first one was an emergency declaration that was done on the first day, and that turned around. Then we made a disaster declaration pursuit, and the federal government took a couple of days to get that back to us. But I will say this, I've done a lot of disasters in my day as governor, and the turnaround was actually really quick for both of these declarations. We expedited them quicker out of our offices, and the government turned them around quicker. So, and to be clear, the disaster declarations allow for funding for reimbursements. They don't speed up the response process. We are responding without the paperwork being complete. The paperwork allows for federal assistance for reimbursements to come. So we know there are timing issues to everything. As I said to someone the other day, our priority was to get people off roofs and to get people in safety positions, and then we pursued in a timely fashion this turnaround of the declarations.
You've been able to tour some of the area, some of the disaster zones, and you have also seen other natural disasters that have happened in Tennessee. How does this compare, and what are you hearing from the people that live in these areas?
Yeah. I've now been to 6 of the affected counties. Well, I haven't seen anything like it. It's certainly different than any that I've seen before. We've had flooding, we've had tornadoes, but we haven't had flooding like this. The extent, the flash nature of it, the rate of water rise, we saw that on a very limited scale in Waverly. This is widespread Waverly flooding, and you know what? Every disaster is unique in its own. They're all tragic. They're all difficult. They all present a whole new array of problems. This one has a whole array of problems that we haven't had in the last few years, but we have focused on creating what we're calling really a survivor focus on this response. It's a survivor-centric response. There are survivors out there in every one of these counties, and they have survived whether it's the loss of a family member, the loss of a home, the loss of a business, the loss of a livelihood, or maybe just the loss of water for a week, which is a hard thing to endure. They're surviving, and they're surviving in this county, and our focus from state government, partnering with federals down to the locals, is to remember that survivor-centric approach to this response is what will keep us moving forward. Anybody else have a question?
I know you're passionate about schools specifically. I want to ask about some of these counties. They're going to be diverting a lot of funds to rebuilding broken schools. How is the state going to step in and help with that?
You know, we had a cabinet meeting yesterday in which, of course, Department of Education, Department of Health, Department of Transportation, every department, Children's Services, Human Services, all came together. It was after I had been on the ground in one of the hardest hit areas in Irwin, Tennessee, and I've admonished and encouraged and challenged our team members, cabinet members, to think outside the box. And I specifically said, you know, we got schools out there that have been destroyed. We've got kids that are out of school all across the region. We got to think outside the box, not just respond in the way that we know how to respond, but go above and beyond that, recognizing that these kids need to be in school, and they need to be fed, and they need to be educated, and they need all the services that come with that. So we're working on that response. I've spoken with school superintendents in every place I've been to make certain that we're coordinating and understanding their needs. Part of my reason for being on the ground is to know from the people here what they need. We can't sit in Nashville and know what Cocke County needs. We have to be in Cocke County and say, tell me what you need. We have resources. We have 400 National Guards troops out here. We have 400 TDOT workers in the region. We have 200 Highway Patrol troopers additionally added to this region. We've got resources here. We just need to make sure that these folks are coordinating with us, so we want to know what they need.
One more question.
Yep.
This event was unprecedented to an unthinkable extent, but how is this going to inform your emergency preparedness plans in the future?
It's a really great question, and one of the things that we are doing every day is say to one another and to our teams, what do we know today we didn't know yesterday? How can we be better tomorrow? You know, what have we missed? Where is a gap that needs to be filled? What have we seen this time that we've never seen before that we can anticipate seeing again? You know, there's nothing like experience to give you wisdom. And I told our team, this is a significant and massive experience that we're walking through. Let's gain the wisdom that we can from this so that future EMA directors and TEMA directors and governors and departments, so that future leaders can understand even better how to serve the people of the state.